Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for the welcome. Yeah, that incident when I knocked out Robbie Savage, that is definitely the highlight of my career. I did say when he actually got up that if I meant to hit him, he would have stayed down and he wouldn't have been able to get up. And actually, it made me realise how many friends I had after that, because referees normally have absolutely no friends whatsoever. And then I get about 150 calls, texts, and telephone calls from not just referees, but players and managers saying, Matt, I wish I'd have done that. So it's wonderful. Okay, let's see if this works. Wonderful. The educational landscape in the UK is changing. And we're delighted to be at the forefront of this in little old Ashburton in Devon. The government is providing parents with greater opportunity now to exercise choice for their youngsters. And we take students at year 9 upwards. And year 9 is third year in old money for the older ones amongst us. And we offer a unique combination of academic rigour, project-based learning, and meaningful key employability skills. We have big ambitions at the Atrium Studio School. We want our Atrium students to be the few who inspire the many. We want them to meet the challenges of the built environment future head-on. All too often, when I've visited schools and I've been involved in schools, both in the UK and in New Zealand, you ask 16, 17-year-olds what they want to do when they leave school. And I'm sure you wouldn't be surprised at the answer that 90% of them give. It's, I don't know. And I think schools have really failed those students if at the age of 17 or 18, those students haven't been able to discover and follow a passion of theirs and have an idea of what career they actually want to go into. That's a travesty. And I'm certainly not going to let that happen at the Atrium Studio School. Because what we do, we deliberately step out and say to our students that this is a school built around you. This is a school where we will help you discover your unique talents and give those talents an opportunity to flourish. We tell our youngsters that this is a school where we'll surround them, not just with great teachers, but with experts like yourself from the built environment industry, from leaders in the community, and they'll all be there to help show them that the Atrium is not just a fun place to learn, which obviously it is, but it's also a bridge to a top university, a great career, and a future that they can be proud of. Our vehicle for doing that is project-based learning. It is not having an hour of maths done to you in a classroom, followed by an hour of English in a different classroom, followed by an hour of science in a different classroom, and so on, which may be the experience of many of you here. It is not reading from page 372 in a textbook. I'd certainly be looking out the window at that stage thinking, when can I get outside? It's not that. Project-based learning is rooted in real-world, real-life situations. It's the most engaging way to learn. That's what our students are telling us. We're also a small school. When we're at full capacity, which will be in 5 years, we'll have just 375 students, all taught in small class sizes, never going above 24 or 25 in a class. It's a family environment we're looking to engender. And all the evidence suggests that with smaller schools, smaller class sizes, student progress and attainment increases. Students are more affiliated to their local community, and parental involvement goes up. It's win-win for all of us. So our explicit aim is to prepare students for successful professional careers in the built environment industries, those and many, many more that you can see on the screen. We know there's a shortage of skills in the built environment industry, particularly in the Southwest, and we're trying to bridge that gap by teaching not just academic rigour with a suite of 10 GCSEs and so on, but also those key employability skills. And we're looking for as many work experiences as we can to help us deliver those employability skills. So our students will be exposed to, maybe by the time they leave at 18, 14, 15, 16, different work experiences. which will give them a fantastic step up when they do come to transition to university or straight into the world of work. So our curriculum, I've already mentioned academic rigor. All our year 9, 10, 11 students will do a minimum of 10 GCSEs. Some of our students study Mandarin because obviously in the construction industry and beyond, the Asian influence is here. We have an extended school day. We go from 9 till 5:30 on Mondays to Thursdays. And that gives me an extra 8 hours during the week to really grill students, to help them with their learning. 4 of those 8 hours are home learning. Because parents used to say to me, my son or daughter goes upstairs to work, I hear the music on. How do I know they're doing their home learning? Well, they do 4 hours of their home learning a week at school. So when they get stuck, there is somebody on hand to guide them, to facilitate their learning. Not to give them the answers, because it's good to get stuck. It's good to be challenged. It's good to show initiative. But at home, sometimes that isn't the case. I've got 2 young boys, and when they ask me a maths question, for example, I have to pass. We also have significant periods of work experience. And so, with this flexibility, I'm able to have what we call a flexible Friday, where currently our Year 9 students have workshops. They're involved in a property day challenge recently. They were involved in a DQI of the building run by one of our governors, Emma Fitzgerald, Principal Project Manager of ACOM, who you may have seen and met handing out my assistant principal's cards. So they do talks and workshops. It allows us to really get them to indulge in what real work is. And that sort of Monday to Thursday, 9 to 5:30, is great preparation for that, we feel. Employers always tell us that when students leave school, and I'm sure you've been in this situation yourselves, students don't know how to collaborate. They're used to being spoon-fed. They don't know how to communicate properly. They don't show leadership skills. They don't show initiative. And one of our explicit aims is to make sure we teach these skills. So how can you help? You may have seen our wonderful building in the recent REBA article that came out in May. You can actually hire our venue, hire the school, or a room, or rooms in the school. You could be a mentor for a student, online or occasional visits. You could obviously provide work experience opportunities. And it's fantastic to hear from Building Plymouth about how they want to engage with us, because these students are the future. They're the future leaders in the built environment. You could participate in promotional events. You could facilitate site visits. The key thing really for us is you get on board. Please contact us, and it will be worth your while in the future for sure, because you'll be getting students, for example, on work experience who are keen and enthusiastic and aren't just there because the teacher says they have to be there. The whole world of work is changing, as we know. I look at our first cohort of Year 9 students, and I think that probably 40% of the jobs that they end up doing haven't even been invented yet. So we have to teach them in a way, in a style, that's going to allow them to adapt their learning to a range of different work environments. We want them all, by the age of, say, 25, to sustain the lifestyle of their choice, to be thriving economically, to be leaders of the future. That's what we're looking for from our students. And we believe that with your help, if you could get on board, they will, as I said earlier, certainly be the built environment leaders of the future. Thank you.